I want to become a data center engineer. But there's a problem. I don't own a data center. I don't have a server rack. I don't have enterprise storage sitting in my room. I don't even have multiple physical servers. I have a laptop. And I'm going to find out how far I can take it.
My goal is to move my career toward data center and infrastructure engineering. And instead of simply watching tutorials and collecting certificates, I want to actually build something. So this series is going to be a hands-on experiment. Starting with one laptop, I'm going to build a virtualized infrastructure environment and gradually turn it into something that looks and behaves like a small enterprise environment.
There are a few rules for this project. First, we're starting with the fundamentals. Second, we're going to build the environment ourselves instead of just watching someone else do it. Third, we're going to deliberately break things. Because in infrastructure engineering, knowing how to build something is only half the job. The other half is knowing what to do when it stops working. And finally, we're going to document the entire journey. So if something fails, I'm not going to pretend it didn't happen. We're going to troubleshoot it and learn from it.
So let's start with the hardware. This is the laptop we're going to use for the entire beginning of this project. It has an 11th generation Intel Core i7-1165G7 processor. It has 16 gigabytes of RAM and approximately 477 gigabytes of usable storage is shown here. The graphics card isn't particularly important for what we're doing. Most of the work in this lab will depend on CPU, memory, storage, and virtualization capabilities. And there is one important limitation here. 16 gigabytes of RAM isn't a lot when you're trying to simulate multiple servers. So we're going to have to be smart about how we build the environment.
Here's our first constraint. The laptop has 16 gigabytes of RAM. And remember, the laptop itself needs memory to run Windows. Then our virtualization software needs memory. Then the virtual machines need memory. So we can't simply create 20 virtual machines and expect everything to run smoothly. We're going to start small. We'll build only what we need, understand it properly, and expand the environment when the hardware allows us to.
Before we build anything, there's one concept we need to understand: virtualization. Imagine we have one physical computer. Normally, we might install one operating system directly onto that computer. But virtualization allows us to divide the computer's resources and create multiple virtual computers inside it. These virtual computers are called virtual machines. Each virtual machine can have its own operating system, CPU, memory, storage, and network connection. The software responsible for managing those virtual machines is called a hypervisor. And virtualization is one of the fundamental technologies we're going to use throughout this project.
This is where we're eventually heading. We're going to start with a single virtualized host. Then we'll learn how virtual machines work. We'll build Windows and Linux servers. We'll learn virtual networking and introduce centralized management. We'll learn about clusters, high availability, resource management, and migration. We'll also study storage, monitoring, backup, and automation. Eventually, we'll try to simulate multiple infrastructure components. But we're not going to build all of this today. We're going to build it step by step.
Along the way, we'll learn several technologies and concepts. VMware vSphere and ESXi will be a major part of the lab. We'll learn vCenter for centralized management. We'll work with Windows Server and Linux. And we'll learn networking and storage concepts. We'll look at monitoring and backup. And eventually, we'll bring automation into the environment using tools such as PowerShell and Ansible. The goal isn't to memorize product menus. The goal is to understand how these pieces work together as an infrastructure environment. Before we can start building virtual machines, our computer needs to support hardware virtualization. On Windows, we can check this from Task Manager. I'm opening the Performance section and selecting the CPU. And here, we can see that virtualization is enabled. That's important because our processor can expose its virtualization capabilities to the virtualization software we're going to use. So our laptop is ready for the next step.
There's something important I want to make clear. We're not turning this laptop into a physical data center. That would obviously be ridiculous. What we're building is a virtual infrastructure lab. But the technologies and concepts we're going to learn are based on the same fundamental concepts used in real infrastructure environments: servers, virtualization, networking, storage, monitoring, high availability, automation, and troubleshooting. The difference is that we're learning them inside a controlled lab, instead of a production data center.
And this is bigger than just building a VMware lab. I'm using this project as a way to move my career toward infrastructure engineering. The idea is to take the knowledge I already have and progressively build deeper skills in servers, virtualization, networking, storage, and automation. Instead of trying to jump directly into an advanced data center role, I'm going to build the knowledge layer by layer. And I'm documenting that entire process here.
So that's the plan. We've got the laptop, virtualization is enabled, we know our hardware limitations, and we know where we're trying to go. In the next episode, we're going to stop talking about the lab and actually start building it. We'll prepare the laptop, set up our virtualization environment, and begin creating our first virtualized infrastructure component. This is where the real work starts.
This is only the beginning.
One laptop, one lab, and a lot to learn. Let's see how far we can take it.